I'm at Dr. Sanjay OP's residence. I'm going to show you India's largest nature aquarium. And I'm sure most of you would have read about it in the latest issue of the Weekend Aquarist. But I'm over here and I'm staring right at it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like, and I'm going to introduce Dr. Sanjay to you. And here we are in front of this 5,000 liter Nature Aquarium, and if you can make out, it's inspired by Takashi Amano's Nature Aquarium. And I have got the person who has envisioned with this with me. Dr. Sanjay, thank you for inviting me over. It's amazing to be over here. I was just spellbound the moment I entered. And you know, I'm a bit talkative when I'm on the podcast, but this is the first time I'm actually kind of thinking that I should keep quiet. Over to you, Doctor. Just help us understand the inspiration. If you could just go over it again,
Sure.
please.
So it had always been a bucket list thing for us at home to have something which Mr. Amano had created in his living room. So the tank is inspired from what he has at his home. It is a large 5,000 liter plus Nature Aquarium where we have these three pieces of wood right in the middle, which we envisaged as the Trinity. So that was the basis for the entire setup. So you had basically the father, the mother, and the child in between, and all the pieces of driftwood are entwined. It does resemble parents holding the child.
Wow.
The scape came around that. So as you see, it is more of a fern and a bulbitis dominated scape.
Yes.
With a few species of anubias growing in the shadows below. Because of the viewing which comes from three sides, the layout had to be planned a little more differently, because normally if you have only a front viewing, or at most a front and a side viewing, you can black out the rear of the tank, and that really adds to the depth if you would like to do it that way. Now, since it's a three-sided viewing tank, we don't actually have a focal point.
Right.
And as a result of that, it takes a little bit of planning to get the layout and the way you would like to plant in this particular tank. We don't have a centerpiece plant as such. Like we were hoping that the lace plant, which is on the side here, would become eventually the centerpiece. But like you see, unless you look for it, you're going to miss it.
Yeah, I see it.
So that is where it is. This tank has already gone through a couple of iterations. We had two very large mother plants of the needle-leaf Java fern, but that had practically grown more than 4 feet in dia. So we trimmed it all off and we just left one in the middle here.
That's the mother plant.
That's the mother plant.
Okay.
And then we have lots of bunches of tridents. We do have some Pinatophyta UK, which is planted onto the wood there, but it yet has to change its color to blood red, which will happen with frequent trimming, and we hope to have that in a red shade in a few months' time. And we also have a bit of terrestrial plants. We have a few pitcher plants, we have an ant plant, and we have a few philodendrons. We do have an orchid, which is right there in the front. Yeah, so that's the terrestrial part. It looks a little magical when the misting devices come on. We have Amazonia at the back, so we have planted a few tiger and leopard species of cryptocorn and a few watermelon plants in the middle. A few surprises came along the way which we didn't expect, like for example this particular banana plant, as we call it colloquially. which normally has very long stems and they grow out of the water. We never expected a rosette to form at the base, which I have never seen before. So that rosette I have never experienced at the base of a banana plant. We do have a few bucephalandras as well. Skeleton king, I think it is called, which is there in the middle. And there's the misting coming on for you.
Oh, beautiful. So this tank is now about six months
six
old.
to 7 months old. I'm quite happy with the pictures. The pictures are
Yes.
forming at the ends of the leaves.
So this is something that you look forward to at the end of each day.
Yes. It's quite relaxing. It takes the edge off the day. We need to see how this ant plant will eventually come across because we don't have any ants here. The food for the plant comes from the ants and they usually feed it through the holes there. But we don't have ants here, so I artificially feed it with a bit of AP3 food because otherwise it needs ants for it to thrive.
And you can't kind of feed it ants once
No,
in a while?
it doesn't eat ants. The ants bring the food and...
Oh, it's like
uh,
a symbiotic relationship.
Yes.
Oh,
So they go and hide in the tuba through the holes, and the plant eats off the food brought by the ants.
amazing. And which are your favorites over here in the fish?
The fish, if you want to see them shoal, the costes are the best at it because they love shoaling, and I have a few lamb chops. They are the glow light rasboras, which usually like to shoal in the afternoon. So I watch them on Sundays, whereas in the rest of the evening, it's usually the costes.
And how many costes are there?
About 200, I would say, 200, 220. And just to add a dash of color, we have a few Posimanis.
Yes. And the colors are really showing under these lights.
Oh, you're lucky. This was born in our tank. This whiptail catfish, that's the father.
Born in over
Yeah,
here.
it's grown. It's going behind that.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
This was born here. The mother is somewhere around. If you're lucky, you might get to see her as well. So this is another nice plant which is a little difficult to find, which is here. I'm hoping it'll grow, which is in that center thing. It is a needle leaf trident.
Trident, yes.
Normally you see tridents of that size and
Correct,
size, but
correct.
this is a variant. It is a needle leaf trident. So I've got two bunches, one on the top and one below. And this is another thing. We've got a few panchaxes there, which is right on top there.
Yes.
Now they are notorious jumpers, but we've kind of
settled
been
down, huh?
Yeah, we've been kind of lucky. They started jumping in the beginning, but now they don't. They're quite nicely colored up.
So what's the lighting schedule like?
It comes on at 2 p.m. in the afternoon and goes off at 10 p.m. So about an 8-hour schedule every day. And it's the RGB Series 2. So it gradually builds up its luminescence and then hits a peak in about 45 minutes from the time it goes on. And then when it goes down at 10 p.m., it again drips into a moonlight kind of a mode before it turns off again. The other thing which was a bit challenging was the CO2. As you can see,
Yes.
we have two diffusers. We tried a lot of mechanisms, but we were always worried whether the CO2 would be enough because we initially put it into the outlet pipes of the filter. And surprisingly, we thought that, with the outlet pipe of the filter flow, we should be able to get a good amount of CO2 in the tank, but it didn't. So we resorted to the good old way of diffusers, and now you can see a drop checker.
Yeah.
The fluid's almost yellow. So it's pretty much ready to pearl anytime now, the whole tank.
And that would be a sight, seeing
Yes,
the
it
pearling.
is. Especially during the monsoon season when it's a bit humid outside.
Uh-huh.
The pearling happens early and it's like a proper fizz bottle.
Typically, at what time does the pearling happen?
Just before it rains. Bangalore can get a little humid in the monsoon times. Just before it rains, you would see it come on like a fizz bottle.
Is it time for their feeding? Can we try that?
Oh, if I feed them, they will not show.
Oh, so they're just putting on the show for us.
Just waiting for the food. The minute I feed it, they will stop showing. And this is one more thing which was quite interesting for us. It's the overflow part of the tank, which
Uh-huh.
is right there. So this tank being in the living room, with the overflow pipes, it used to get a bit noisy. And now we got those two custom built silencers, we call it. I don't actually know the technical name for it. So once we put them in, you regulate the amount of flow which goes out. So it becomes practically a very, very quiet living room. Otherwise,
It
it was
is.
a noisy,
It is quite.
quiet. It was a very noisy thing when we started.
This is amazing, Doctor. Congratulations. I mean,
Thank you so
it's a
much.
fantastic site, and just thankful that you've invited me over just to have a look at it. What's your favorite spot?
I usually sit there in the corner because it gives me a panoramic view of the entire tank.
I'm just going to step back so I see the view that you see.
Yeah, if you come right at the back, you would see it.
So this is your evening ritual.
Yes, yes. Every evening, this is the place to be.
Doc, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for inviting us over. I keep repeating that, but I just can't get enough of this. And it's been a pleasure interviewing you for the magazine and now showcasing this in the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Adib, how have you been?
Hello, Amar. I'm good. How are you doing? How's the
Awesome.
Weekend Aquarist doing?
Awesome. We are rocking, Adib, and thanks to your support and your mentorship. But we are catching up like this exactly a year. I mean, we caught up. Yeah, it's been a year for that first podcast that started it off. And I must say, thank you for that. Adib, your support throughout the year has been so, I'm so grateful. The Weekend Aquarist is so grateful for Stillwater Aquatics and ADA India and your entire team. Uh, Today, I'm over here to talk about one of the biggest projects that I don't know about the biggest, but I would say something that would be very personal to you. I'm talking about Dr. Sanjay OP's Nature Aquarium,
Yes.
which we also featured in the last issue of the Weekend Aquarist, and I had the pleasure of you know being invited to his home and see it in person, and it was mind blowing. The scale and honestly the pictures don't do justice to the aquarium itself, because you can't make out the scale when
Yeah.
you're seeing it in a photograph, but when you're there I saw it firsthand. And
Yeah. You just lose time there, basically.
oh, this time, I'm telling you, it is such a serene atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't have words. I mean, normally, usually, I can be talkative, but over there, I felt like I should be keeping quiet. So it was a little bit of a funny situation, and then we just sat quietly staring at it for like 5 minutes or so before I could kind of tell him that, hey, we need to get going on this recording. And he walked me around, showed me the aquarium and the concept behind it. He shared that it all started with him seeing Amano's personal tank, and he wanted something like that to be replicated. Uh, and he did mention about the challenges and all. I believe it. The aquarium planning came first, and then the house was built
Yes.
around. Oh,
Yes. Such a
speechless.
crazy, person that who was so passionate about, the aquarium being, the mainstay in his home.
Right.
So, I think even before the house, the plans were decided,
Awesome.
we had to, think about the aquarium.
Right.
Actually, doctor wanted it much bigger, but the architect was like, you don't have enough space in your house. You need a bigger site, to match Amano's, home aquarium.
Let's hear it from you. I mean, I've heard his perspective, and have heard his perspective as the person who wanted something created, and he had a vision, and that vision was made into a reality. Now it's sitting in front of him, and that's something that he looks forward to at the end of every day, to go and sit down in front of the aquarium. But tell us from an execution perspective. Let's talk about the vision and then the execution part of it, and then we'll come down to some of the maintenance part of it also. So, over to you, Adip. Let's, please take us back memory lane.
See, we love to work with aquariums. That's our mainstay. We've been doing that for over 2 decades now.
Right.
When you have somebody who's passionately involved in it, it helps us, right? Of course, when we're setting it up, Doc was like, I don't understand what you guys are doing. Just go for it. Do whatever you like. So we went as a team, maybe I think about 15 of us from Stillwater Aquatics, people from design, maintenance, and the whole team went there. And then, of course, we selected some driftwood here, some pre-planning, and then we went there and started putting it together. And then Doc was sitting there and drinking cups of coffee one after the other, and he was like, I don't know, just go ahead, just do what you like. So I think it took us, the hardscape took us, I think 1 or 2 days.
Wow.
And then because it was quite a large system and we had to actually put pieces of wood together.
Right.
Because you don't get that big pieces of wood.
Right.
So we had to make it, and Doc wanted it to be visible from the top, from the side, and it's like almost a 360-degree view.
Correct.
So we have to build it with a thought process of imagining Doc's perspective, because Doc's, I think Doc, for Dr. aquariums have been his mainstay in life. So I think every day he spends a lot of time on social media looking at everyone's aquariums.
Okay.
So for him, anything that comes there nice, he sends me a picture. So I have to say, Doc, this is not possible for your aquarium. This is not a freshwater aquarium. So he just sends pictures whenever he thinks that it could be his dream.
Right.
I was like, you got to give it time, got to be patient, and then we put things together.
Right.
And I think the main thing was he wanted the plants to sway in the water. He's never seen Amano's aquarium in real life, okay?
Right.
He's seen it in pictures or videos of somebody.
Right.
So I've always told him, you come to Japan,
right,
take the opportunity, because Mr. Amano's aquarium has been there for I think 25 years now. That's that's the beginning of Nature Aquarium story for ADA.
That's been the inspiration for aquascapers worldwide.
Yes.
Starting point.
Yeah. So Doc was like, we'll do it, but never happened. So I said, just give it some time and then we'll build the whole thing, put it together. I think planting took us about, 1 day we finished the entire planting.
Uh-huh.
We had quite a lot of people and then worked together morning till late night.
Right.
I think wrapped up at something like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the night.
Right. I can see quite a few known faces over there, including from your school of aquascaping. I saw some of the Cello Japan folks over there.
We need as many hands as possible, because there's so much work to do in an aquarium and you're fighting time.
Right.
Because you have to fill up the water and then, after that you can't get inside and do things.
I believe, this was in January of this year?
Yeah. Early Feb.
Yeah.
Before the end. Yes.
That was also the time that, most of your team was sick, including you. You were
A
just
little bit, yes.
I remember that. So, tell us about the scale, because, for our audience, let's understand, because here we're just talking about an aquarium and it took 1.5 days to set it up and all. So that gives us some idea. But 5,000 liters, am I right on that?
Yeah, I think you have a picture of one of our students actually lying inside the aquarium.
Uh-huh.
It's so long, it's about 10 feet, 5,000 liters. And it's about almost 5 feet wide and 5 feet tall, I think, approximately.
Right. Yeah.
So it's huge, it's massive. The architect was like, you're actually putting a water tank in the middle of your living room. Are you crazy?
tell him,
Nobody does this, in
yeah,
a home.
tell him the hobbies are crazy enough to take a swim in it also.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in
So
terms of the lighting, I think I counted about 10 or 12, I think
we have
12.
12 solar RGB version 2. Yes.
Wow, wow, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
I don't think you've looked at it in nighttime. We have the moonlight mode.
Ah,
And
that
then it's
wasn't
like a
that didn't
different.
kick in at the time I was there, but he did
Yeah.
tell me about the moonlight mode, and
Yeah.
so he likes watching it right from dawn till the night.
Yeah, I think his whole family is involved now because it makes such a big impact at home, right?
Right.
It's there, and wherever you're passing, you see it, right? From whether you're descending from the stairs or you're climbing up, there's something visible, and the fish follow you. You've seen that, right? The fish
Yes,
are always
in
hungry,
the
and they're always
causeway, and there are about 200 of them,
yes,
and I fed them, and it was nice. We are showing that in the in the video also.
right,
Uh,
right.
what were some of the challenges that from an execution point of view that you and the team had to overcome?
See, I think the biggest challenge that we faced was in terms of real estate, right? In a home, the architect's point of view is very different.
Mm.
So when you tell them something, of course, doctor was always pushing for us, rooting for us, But from the architect's point of view, it's like this is too big. It's a mammoth. It's like having an elephant in a living room. It doesn't suit the living room because, of course, we need. I agree with the architect in certain areas that the living room needs to be much larger.
Mm.
But Doc also wanted a garden, and it needs a certain perspective ratio. So, in terms of making the architect understand the scale is very difficult.
Mm.
Because, of course, you can't make a 3D picture of it and, a walkthrough with everything in place. But an empty, glass box is pretty much, you don't feel it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because as it grows, now that you saw it, almost, about 10 months later, it is completely different story.
right, right.
But when it's empty, it's like they're still wondering what happens. And the second thing is, half the interior designers and architects don't like our lighting because they want it to be all concealed,
Mm,
and they're using all yellow lights in a home. They never use white lights,
mm,
and our lights are they have to enable the plants to grow, so we can't have yellow lights.
mm,
So
mm.
this is like one big challenge where they're always fighting with us and saying, no, change your lights to yellow.
I know, I can understand.
Yeah, so in terms of doing the aquarium was not a big challenge. I think it was quite nice, quite easy and flexible.
I think right now, uh, I'm not sure whether the architects or his team has visited the
They
house.
have many times.
Yeah, the whole their whole perception will change. Now they'll say,
Yeah.
now we know what you were talking about. Okay, now we can see it
Yes.
because the whole vibe over there, okay,
So you
is
feel the energy of
yeah,
having an aquarium, so much water there, right?
so much energy. There's
Yeah,
so much energy over there that you can really feel that, and so you see all the greenery over there in
correct.
that. It's just amazing.
It's an exuberance of energy, and it just boggles your mind, just looking at even when I go there and have a cup of coffee with Doc, I just don't know how time goes. You just want to shut down your phone and just sit there and
Absolutely. And
go with the flow of the fish.
I asked him what's
Or
his
one of the coffees.
I also asked him which is his favorite spot that he kind of sits, something like Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory.
Right.
So he's got his favorite spot. So I said, "Is it okay if I sit over there and see it from your?" So he said, "Sure, sure, sit over there." The moment I sat over there, it was like Sheldon again telling me, "Get up."
He's got
Because
spots, I think, different
yeah,
day he sits in different locations and watches the fish
and there's
and
so many,
plants. Yeah.
so many different
I think it's got a
varieties.
little more time to evolve. I want to let it evolve naturally, and I think over a few years
Mm,
it will evolve into something much better than what you see now
mm.
because it's living art,
Yeah.
and the more time you give it, there's going to be like bigger and better.
Really amazing work, and compliments to the team again. uh, what is you know, what is some of one of the learnings from this particular project that you would carry on, and your team would also carry on? Is there something that stands out?
There are many things, Amar. Every project has a lot of learnings. We always try to make the next project a lot better than this. So we're working on another aquarium, I think almost pretty much the same size.
Uh-huh.
It's for one of the politicians in Bangalore now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's around the same size, and they're like completely open with what they want. And it's again going to be something nice, I believe. So we take learnings from every project and try to improve it in the next project, because that's how we learn, right?
Right. Right.
So a lot of stuff on filtration, because the water change is easier now compared to the other projects we've done, and the CO2 and so many things, because everywhere the water is different.
Yes.
And I don't know, these costes have somehow always going anti-clockwise, and the harlequins going clockwise. I still don't understand why. They always follow the same direction. It
Yes.
still boggles my mind. Why are they going? What is telling them to go that direction?
They're just following the traffic rules here. One has to go one side, the other has to go the other side.
But they can change direction,
But
orientation. It doesn't
that's the thing that they are following, right? They're in Bangalore. They don't know which direction it is going, right?
just going in circles.
But
Yeah, happens all the time when we follow Google Maps here.
yeah, so I can tell you, you've got one happy customer over there. He's so thrilled with the aquarium, and I'm sure all the guests visiting his place are going to kind of keep asking about Adip and the Stillwater Aquatics team, the ADA India team. So congratulations once again on that.
Thank
Uh, that's a very beautiful backdrop that you've got. I must tell the viewers, that's not a poster. That those are real terrariums, mini terrariums that Adip conducts workshops on, and I think the forthcoming workshop is in Aquagic in January.
Yes, I think we have before. I think before that we have one more workshop in Coorg.
Ah, Kurg. Yeah, wow. Okay,
We're going to the Coorg Shandy.
wow. Tell us about the upcoming workshops, Adip. And
Uh,
also tell us about if you've got any School of Aquascaping workshops. By the way, I'm wearing your T-shirt, Adip. This the
yes,
School of this is the perk I get for not attending but still getting the T-shirt.
yeah, you're the lucky
The
one.
Weekend Aquarist.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us about the
We
forthcoming
have Coorg
workshops.
Shandy coming up on December 27th.
Okay.
We're doing some workshops in Coorg for the first time. It's supposed to be Scotland of South India.
Right.
And then we have Aquagic happening, I think, in January.
Right.
And we also have the ADA School of Aquascaping workshop at the end of Jan.
Right.
A lot of things, and then we have the level O, and then every month we're having an aquascaping workshop somewhere or the other. So it's like a busy season for us.
Right.
Doing a lot of aquascaping workshops, and then the routine works
And
keeps us.
we'll share the coordinates in this video at the end of this video, and otherwise they can always go to adaindia.in and
Yes.
register for any of these workshops.
Absolutely, absolutely. And congratulations to you, Omar, once again for completing, 1 year successfully in the magazine of Weekend
Yeah,
Aquarist, where you have put in your heart and soul, and making all this happen is not easy. I completely understand it.
I kind of dragged myself over the finish line. It's like you kind of start off and say, okay, you're going to start one of the or India's first magazine on aquariums and the hobby, and that's a great thing. And then you realize what you've got yourself into, and month on month. So I kind of said, okay, you have to take it 1 month at a time. You have to take it 1 week at a time. You have to take it 1 day at a time. Okay, so one podcast, one story, one interview here and there. And thankfully, a lot of people started contributing. to the articles. We had Beta, we had Rahul, we had Rajiv,
So many of them. Even I didn't know there's so many people in India.
so
I'm
many, and
getting
so
to know
many
that
of
right
them
now.
coming forward because it's a collaborative project. And there were times, Adip, I must say, I said, look, what am I doing, are they really, even looking at it? And then those kind of doubts creep into your mind, right? And thankfully, you just have to kind of push yourself to, every day get up and just do what you're supposed. Don't think too far ahead. And
Yes,
I'm just glad because the last 2 months, 3 months after October, things have really, picked up. People are appreciating, and people, India is one thing. I've got people in remote parts of India, where the courier guys say we can't deliver over here. Then we have to
that's
go to
that's
the,
here.
speed post
Yes,
and do it. And then there are people from abroad, US, UK, the Middle East. We've got people from South Asia also inquiring. We've got subscribers who have also subscribed through Maxter. So that's again something that is picking up. But surprisingly, while I thought that the digital edition will be more in demand, and it is picking up, and but people want to see print. They
yes,
want to feel the magazine, and I think that's been a, eye opener also for me. I said, wow. And that's how we started giving out those postcards.
yes,
Now the postcards, people are looking more forward to the postcards rather than the magazine itself. Because,
yes.
hey, look, that's a collectible. So I guess, yes, learnings, and with each issue it gets better. So, just for the viewers, in case you have not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps us. It helps, keep,
Helps you also.
yeah, it keeps independent publishing alive. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. So here we are. Thank you so much for your support.
Pleasure.
And all the best to your team for as we start 2026, rocking 2026. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this one.
All the best, guys. Subscribe and
Thank you so
enjoy
much.
the reading. Yes.
Thank you, Adit. Thank you.